Hey guys, Mike here, baseball collector, and this morning it's Saturday and it's cold and rainy outside here in Texas, so I thought what a perfect day to start the Beast Rummage and just going through the cards that are in there and kind of showing them off and letting you guys see what's amassed in there a little bit more, individually look at them instead of from a big picture standpoint. Eric, those back pages, kind of did a similar videos series to this where he was just showing off a bunch of slabbage, and so I'm going to do that over the next long while, I guess, because I'm going to do one row. Each drawer has 15 drawers. Each drawer has 2 rows, and I'm going to do these one row at a time because each row can hold up to about 90 slabs. Most of them don't have 90 slabs. They're mostly around 80, but they'll still take a little while, and so be patient as I go through this and hope you enjoy it. I'm just going to kind of show the cards. I might talk about a few of them. We'll just kind of see how it goes and see how you guys like it. So here is the first card. So I organized the slabs in the Beast by year and then numeric order. So basically if it's, the earlier cards all the way through the more modern stuff. So this is all going to be the older stuff is what you're going to get to see first, because this is the first row of the first drawer. And this is a T205 gold border Joe Tinker. His teammate Johnny Evers, T205. I've showed these in several videos, but they're just really cool because all 3 of them are in the top 300 cards by Mike Payne. They represent an amazing run for the Cubs in the early 1900s. There's Frank Chance. All 3 of them are Hall of Famers, so very cool. This is a neat card that I got literally just because I thought it was awesome, and because it's so old. It's a 1913 Tom Parker game. Ed Walsh Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame pitcher, and this is a mint 9. So beautiful condition. The back is just like almost like a playing card. So this was one of those baseball games they used to play, and 108 years old, not too bad. We get into some Gowdies here. Here is a 33 Gowdy Jim Bottomley, Hall of Famer, and I love how he has his hat crooked on that card. Very cool. Definite, issues. It's got a big crease right here. It's only a 2.5, but I really love the Gowdy cards. This one's pretty good. Very good eye appeal on this card, even though it's a 2, but it's a 1933 Gowdy. It's number 92. Gary has 2 cards in this set. This is the number 92, and just, what else can you say? Iconic card. There's another Gowdy of Hack Wilson, who has the single season record for RBIs in a season at 190. And check out that neck. I mean, he's just, he was built like a freight train. It's a beautiful little card. I got a couple of Diamond Stars cards. All these are in the top 300 cards. This is a Mickey Cochran from 1935. It's only a VG-EX4, but I love all the colors in these cards, and the Tigers uniform really pops on this. Just very neat. I also got a Ducky Medwick. He was part of the Gas House Gang back in the vintage days of the Cardinals. This is only a VG3, but this is a hard card to find too, or expensive in decent condition. So, quite frankly, I'm just glad to own it. All right, here is a pretty iconic card as well. 1935 Gowdy 4-in-1. They used to make these 4-in-1 just to, I guess, try to get more people in the cards. And this one has Babe Ruth, McManus, Brandt, and then Rabbit Moranville. So 2 Hall of Famers on this card. So this is a Braves themed card. It's kind of the first multiplayer cards, I guess, or whatever. And you got Ruth in his final kind of stint with the Boston Braves right before he retired. He had gone to the Boston Braves thinking that they had kind of given him an empty promise that he would become their manager, and so he agreed to play with them for a little bit, but it was just a money grab by the Braves. They had no intention of making him their manager, which is sad, but I think it kind of killed Babe that he didn't get a manager job somewhere, but really cool, neat card there. The back of it's like a part of a puzzle. All right, now we're going to start a run of 1940 play balls, and so I'm probably going to go through these pretty quick, show them to you, and then you can look at the grade, and if you need to pause it, you can, but I got a lot of these 1940 play balls. I got about 2/3 of the set for the Hall of Famers because I'm trying to do that. I'm missing a lot of the biggies still, but here we go. So Lefty Gomez in a 4. Red Ruffing in a 4. Rick Farrell in a 4.5. And really, these in a 3, 4, 5, anything like that is fine. And they're 40, so good collector grades is just fine with me. Oh. Here's a Bobby Dorr. I think I got this at the National. I'm pretty sure I did. 5.5, so solid grade there. I did not pay that for it. Charlie Gehringer in a 4. Earl Averill in a 4. You can see how just beautifully simplistic these cards are. I'll use this as a good example. Here's a Carl Hubble, and down at the bottom here you got the glove and the bat and the catcher's mask and another ball. I mean, what a great simple design. Full picture, action shots, portraits, you name it, all sorts of different pictures. It's just an incredibly well-made set, well thought out set, and the backs just have great descriptions of the players and what they've done. I love this. Says there's joy in Coogan's Bluff this year, for King Carl Hubble promises to come back. Coogan's Bluff was the name for the Polo Grounds where the Giants played. Let's keep rolling. Here's a Chuck Klein in a 6. I think he's wearing a Phillies uniform there, or Pittsburgh, I can't tell. Lloyd Wainer in a 4. I love the nicknames too. You'll see that a lot on these cards. He was called Little Poison, and his brother Paul was called Big Poison, and I need the Paul Wainer card. I don't have it yet. But there's Lloyd's card. Archie Vaughn in a 4.5. Waite Schoolboy Hoyt in a 4.5. Here is Pete Alexander, Grover Cleveland Alexander. This is one of the more expensive cards in the set. Again, all these are Hall of Famers, obviously, but just making sure you know. This is one of my more recent pickups for this set, Walter Johnson. Just amazing pitcher. Walter Big Train Johnson. This is Earl Combs, nicknamed the Colonel. Colonel Combs. So when you look these up on eBay, it's kind of interesting. I usually just use the last name because I don't know, like in this case, the Combs, I don't know if they're going to use Colonel Combs or Earl Combs, so I don't search. I just put in 1940 play ball PSA Combs, and that way, whether the seller put in Colonel Combs or Earl Combs, it should come up for me. Here is a Bucky Harris in a 4. Beautiful Jimmy Fox in the Red Sox uniform in a 4.5. Joe Cronin in a 5. I think I got that one at the National too. Maybe not. Casey Stengel, Hall of Fame manager, in a 4. You can see there's just a ton of Hall of Famers, most of which weren't playing in 1940 when this set was printed. It's kind of current and former greats, along with a bunch of other players, you know. There's a lot of non-Hall of Famers in this set too, but this is George High Pockets Kelly. High Pockets, that's cool. And you got Travis Stonewall Jackson. You can see definitely some centering issues on this card, top to bottom. But they're not going to be perfect. They're from 1940, pre-war. Here's a Frankie Frisch. The Fordham Flash was his nickname. And a 4.5. Harry Heilman. This is an example of, you know, guys that are already retired. Beautiful card here. It's a 5 with a mark. I think the mark is this little, maybe it's like a pencil mark or something on the card, but can hardly tell, so I don't really sweat that qualifiers like a lot of people do. That doesn't bother me. Chief Bender, 5.5. Nice grade on that one. Saw a card of his earlier, Johnny Evers, for the Cubs. Here's his 1940 play ball in a 5. Here is Heine Manouche in a 4. Max Carey in a 5. I consider 5 to be like if I could pick a grade that would be both reasonable and affordable and nice looking for these cards, it would be a 5. There's George Sisler in a 5. Here is Mickey Cochran in a 3. And again, you can see the 3's mainly a 3 because of the corners, right? I mean, and they're kind of rounded and a little bit more, you know, messed up. But overall, this card has good eye appeal. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Here is Hugh E.I. Jennings. And Caitlin, at League of Their Own, did a whole video on why he's called E.I. On her channel. So you can go check that out. 3.5 there. Great Red Sox player Harry Hooper in a 6. I actually think that's the one I got at the National. I got 2 of these at the National. I think it was Dorr and Hooper. Here's Goose Goslin. So this is a 7 OC, and it's really weird. I mean, you can see toning in the corners here, like this was in like a album or something even. And I don't think it gets taken off for that, but certainly the off-center. But corners are nice on that card. Here's another Tinker to Evers to Chance person, and that's Frank Husk Chance. So he was the first baseman, I think. And that's in a 6, so that's nice. It's interesting to see this Push 'em Up Tony Lazzeri, and it's a 4.5, and I think he's wearing a Cubs uniform, which is strange because he was part of the Yankee dynasty in the 20s, and so it's weird to see him in a Cubs uniform, but so it is. Here's Mr. John McGraw. It's only a poor 1, but that's because there's like a pinhole somewhere on, I can't remember where exactly it is on the card, but a pinhole is like an auto 1, and then there's some serious kind of stuff going on over here, but other than that, it has a good eye appeal, and I got it so cheap that, like, all right, I'll take that. So there you go. Jim Bottomley, you saw a card of him earlier, a Gowdy card. Sunny Jim. That's a great nickname, Sunny Jim. I want to be Sunny Mike in a 4. Okay, that's it for the play balls. And we'll get into some others, well, at least for the 1940 play balls, I should say. Here is a 1941 double play, and this is a VG3, but it shows 2 Hall of Famers for the Yankees, Joe Gordon, first baseman, and Red Ruffing, pitcher. I love these because got a lot of cool stuff. I try to have cards that show different sets and just good representation of that. Not necessarily all of them. I mean, this is my only 41 double play card, but I just think it's great. It's blank back. Cool stuff there. Got a few, or a 41 play ball, I should say. I said almost said a few. Charlie Gehringer in a 5. This is part of the top 300 cards. '48 Bowman Ralph Kiner rookie in a 4. '48 Bowman Yogi Berra rookie, only a 2, mainly because of, again, the corners are just almost rounded over. The centering's not great, but overall not terrible eye appeal. And this card's really expensive in mid to higher grades, so I settled on a 2. That's something. Let's see. Yeah, and there's some kind of smudge, something going on the card on the back. Just saw that when I turned it over, so that's probably another reason why it's a 2. Here is a 1948 Bowman Phil Rizzuto rookie. It looks like he's wearing like a chest protector or something underneath his shirt. It was just kind of this perfect moment of a picture where the cameraman probably got him in just a weird, moment. But rookie card in a 4. Nice card. Hall of Famer rookie. Here's a 1948 Leaf Honus Wagner, and this is only a 4. I got this at the National like in 2014 or something, so a long time ago. And all the 48 Leafs have just shot up in value crazy, and there's so many wonderful cards in this set that, including a Ruth, just would love to get my hands on them, but a lot of them I've been priced out of because there's just so many of them. '48 Swell Sport Thrills. God, that's hard to say really fast. And this set had a bunch of highlights from different sporting events, and not just baseball, but like boxing and other stuff. And this is just a cool home run from it has pictures Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth, and what it's commemorating is the I think it's the 1932. Yep, the called shot. In the 1932 World Series. Did it happen? Did it not happen? None of us will ever know, but really cool card commemorating that, and 2 great players pictured on this card in 48. Here is a 49 Bowman. We're getting into 49 now. Bobby Brown in a 5. Again, bought this card because I went to his house and to an estate sale at his house. He's still alive, but kind of preemptively started selling off a bunch of his stuff, and I just thought I'd pick up a vintage card of his. Pretty neat story. Here is iconic card here, 1949 Bowman Stan Musial. You got kind of the purple bluish background going on, contrasting the St. Louis Cardinals uniform. It's only a 3, but this card again in mid to higher grades is really tough. Here's a 49 Bowman George Kell rookie in a 4. And 49 Bowman Eddie Waitkus in a 7. Nice grade here because this is kind of a common, you can find it pretty easily, but he was the inspiration for The Natural. He got shot by some crazy fan and came back, and he's kind of the inspiration for Roy Hobbs, and not nearly as great of a hitter as Roy Hobbs was in The Natural, but all right, we're getting to the last stack here. Getting into 1950 here. Here's a 50 Bowman Larry Yogi Berra in a 3. Really off-center, but neat image, neat card. Hey, look, it's another Yogi Berra. 51 Bowman. Now, 51 Bowman is one of my favorite sets. I've got quite a few cards from it, and it's because just really cool set. Here's number 2 in the set, and it's Yogi Berra in a 4. Here is Hall of Famer Early Win in a 4. Hall of Fame broadcaster Joe Garagiola in a 6. Hall of Fame pitcher Warren Spahn in a 4. But look at the imagery on these cards. They're just so cool. Really, really love this set. There's a lot of guys doing this set, including a guy named 1951 Bowman on his YouTube channel. There's Larry Doby, Hall of Famer, number 3. It's a 3. Ted Williams, beautiful card, in a 3.5. Monty Irvin, it's a 5. This is funny. I got 2 of these. Billy Southworth. I got a 6 on the left and a 5 on the right, and I think I just forgot that I had bought one of these. I literally bought them within like a week of each other, so that goes to show you got to be careful. But the 6 is obviously in much better shape. Hall of Fame manager Billy Southworth. Here is a rookie card of Nellie Fox, Hall of Famer, a 5.5. Very solid card there. Here we go. The Topps era begins. 1951 Topps. Redback Yogi Berra in a excellent to mint 6. This card is in the top 300. So these cards were you can see them perforated. They were paired up with other cards, and you know, there's 52 I think in the set. Yeah, 52 in the set. There's redbacks and bluebacks and 2 different series, I guess. So there's the Yogi Berra. Beautiful 6. Got that card a long time ago. It's much more expensive now. Here's the Ralph Kiner from that set. I think I just kind of randomly picked this up, and it's in a 4. Here is a 52 Bowman, and we're into 52. Duke Snider in a 5. Definitely kind of off center that way, right? But still a neat card. Got to have 52 Topps cards in your collection. Here's a Phil Rizzuto in a 3. 2 Topps, just one of the most iconic sets of all time. Neat card here. This is the Gus Zernial, and what makes it unique is the baseball is kind of stuck to the bat. Is kind of nifty, and there's a 4 in that. Bob Feller in a 4. Awesome, awesome card. The yellow and everything just stands out huge. Here is a Billy Martin in a 3. Now we're going into 53 Bowman color coming up now, and I'm only going to get through about 5 of these cards, and then the next rummage will be the rest of them. Got Phil Rizzuto in a 3. Richie Ashburn in a 3.5. Like so many others, 53 Bowman is just one of our favorite sets. Especially the color one. It's just magnificent pictures, magnificent colors, and everything. So there is the Nellie Fox. It's in a 4. Here come 2 of my favorite cards, literally of all time. And first up is the Musial. in this set. This is only a 3, but the card really presents well. Love the smile, the green. I mean, it's a beautiful baseball card. And then, perhaps my most favorite card of all time is this one right here. It's a 53 Bowman color Pee Wee Reese. The amazing photography and the picture is just speaks for itself. Look how cool that is. And this card is beat to hell, by the way. This would not be a 3 today, I don't think. But another card that's really, really expensive in mid to high grade. And what a great card to end my first Beast Rummage video on, because that's the last one I have in that row. So next time we'll start with 53 Bowman color again and run through that and get through that row. See what is all there. So thanks for coming on this journey with me. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate it. I know it's really long, but hopefully you like seeing vintage slabs, and that is a lot of fun. So thanks, guys, for letting me show you. Thanks for watching, and keep collecting.